Hey Manny, where are you at?
I am located in the Central Valley right now in United States' oven and Fresno.
Oh.
Good stuff.
Awesome.
So I run a news block and everything today is it's gonna be hot and
Sweet.
not just hot, just like stay inside hot.
Yeah,
Which
that's a
this
good thing.
weekend would mean it'd be a perfect time to watch your
Well,
amazing
there you
show,
go.
Psi Cops. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, the premise is a paranormal investigation uh, office setup, kind of a bit similar to maybe X Files. And now we just heard Night Stalker, Cold Check. Never heard of that. And but it's the whole concept is basically Mulder and Scully have been replaced with two morons. I mean, that's the real simple of it. It's kind of like a half office show, half field detective investigation show. Like there's a full ensemble at back at the office that are helping our leads, Kydd and Felixx, as they go investigate aliens and ghosts and vampires and demons and leprechauns and all sorts of other stuff. That's not an actual show.
So where did the concept of the show come from? Was it for your love for paranormal type shows, or for your like disdain and just kind of laughing at them, how seriously they take themselves?
It's kind of funny. I guess it's probably exactly halfway between those. I never thought of that. We both were huge X Files fans when we were younger. Like it was, but I don't know if I liked. I think I sort of. Like, this sounds hipstery, but I think I sort of ironically liked X Files. Like it was fun to like, even though it was kind of stupid. So yeah, I think you're probably Chris. Did you genuinely like it when you were young?
Oh, I loved X Files. I love X Files Inside Out. But I was a lot more earnest back in my teenage years, and I bought into that mythos hard. I was like, yes, need to know what happened with the smoking man. Like what's happening this week, and. Yeah, no, true, genuine love there. But I think like how we put this into our show was originally we have World Doctors, which is our kind of like two-man shtick. It was a YouTube show Bart and I had, and we through various connections had hooked up with David Alpert and Skybound. And they needed kind of he was after what we were doing, but he was like, we make genre stuff, so like what's the intersection here? And Psi Cops was one of a few ideas we kind of threw at him, and it's the perfect one because it's just the library of like X-Filesy, cryptid, monster stuff that we can pull from is just it's immense.
Yeah, I think that's one of the clever things I found about it. I was like, oh my God, you could do this forever because you're doing aliens in episode one, and then episode two, we move on to Bloody Mary, and then so on and so on and so on. And then it's just these two guys. And I mean, I find their dynamic very great and comical, and the pacing of which they're interacting with each other and with those around them is really, really quickly to the point where there was a couple of times where I had to go back and be like, "Wait, what just happened?" And it made it a lot of fun. Tell me about the writing a little bit in each episode and how much fun you guys have with that.
Absolutely. I just want to comment on that. Our storyboard artist, one of the directors, Matt Scott, he said that even because it went by so fast, exactly, it's meant to be fast, that even when he's directing it, he's catching jokes that he boarded up and put in there, and he goes, "Oh, I just got that." Like even the guy reading the script and directing it. Anyways, it is obviously intentionally fast paced. Wait, what was the question? I got I tracked that.
Yeah, well, basically just on the writing and how you guys put that together for each episode, because it's really clever, it's fun, it's quick, and it's just a really, really good time. And those 30 minutes go by very, very quickly.
That's awesome to hear. And I think a lot of that, the speed comes down to it's a general sort of progression of where Bart and I were doing with our comedy stuff, like always faster, 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 cut out the dead air. We've got a whole vocabulary of terms like kerning, for like shrinking, like putting your sentences as close to each other or overlapping just as much as you can so you still understand what's happening. And we got to a point where when we were making the show, we came in with a page count of like, we were trying to make scripts that were like 30 pages, and they were like, you can't do that, that's too many pages. So we started making episodes that were like 18 pages, and we had like 6-minute holes in our episode because we're like, this is the pace we need to be, guys. So that kind of that speed really drove our writing process. That Bart was saying earlier, like our initial sort of passive scripts is like 45 pages, and then we cut down from there.
And
These are for 11-minute episodes.
I'm sure you could probably still fill the same amount of content with just kind of the work that you guys do, which is great. I wanted to ask you also about the choice in animation style. It's a lot different than what I'm used to seeing. I mean, just broad spectrum wise. And so tell me about the choice and how you narrowed it down to that.
Absolutely. It's kind of so much comes from Chris and I. We've been creative partners for 20 years, and Chris just said the kind of progression. It's interesting how these things kind of happen step by step, and then when you're kind of asked, like, oh yeah, like there's definitely a defined look, but it's like, we've made 10, 15 different series that add up to get to where we are. That said, Psi Cops we did intentionally. We kind of feel like they're definitely in the comedy cartoon space. There can be a lot of shows that look very similar, and we wanted to pop. We're like, if we got a chance up here in Canada to get something going down in the States, we're going to need to get some attention on it. So the kind of decisions we made, one big one is that we use DAZ, which is a software that is not used very often. It's a 3D animation software. It's basically a character creator at its core. And we created a show that uses 2D, takes 3D models, animates them in 2D, but they could still fully be animated in 3D. So DAZ was a big choice for that just because like no one's using DAZ as their main source of animation and things, and we knew that it would stand out. And then we wanted to give it kind of a cool comic booky, creepy Pacific Northwest vibe to lay over top of it. Yeah.
Yes. If there's one place where they know about paranormal things, it is the Northwest. I've been up there myself. Sasquatch country. I have them on my hat just because. Yeah, it's a lot of it's such a fun show, and it's interesting. You did mention about it. I know that it had already launched in Canada. I was looking through and doing a little bit of research. I found that there's a lot of people here in the States looking for it, going, "Hey, wait a minute, this looks really, really good. How fun is it? How excited are you guys to be able to bring that to the U.S. audience now?"
Oh, it's our number.
Yeah.
It's been our goal for so long. We're bricking it. We're like 5 days away from premiere, and
don't know what to do. Just trying to put everything in my life on pause. Just save state. Just so when it explodes, it's gonna be like it's the culmination of our life's work. So
and we're also we should mention just like we're the biggest Adult Swim fans from starting at Space Ghost, right up to Smiling Friends. Is like we've just loved what they've done for animation, adult animation. They're an Argonauts of cartoon comedy. Does that work?
That works. Yeah, they're the Argonauts chasing the golden fleece of animation.
What is it?
They're after.
Okay, doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Juggernauts. That's what I meant.
Juggernauts. That works. That's it.
Yeah, I really enjoy talking with you guys, all the creators at over at Adult Swim. I just did Smiling Friends just a couple months ago. These guys are insane. Awesome. Did it in person too. They took my mic and then I just kind of stepped away and just let them do it. It was quite wild. I didn't know what to do. I looked at my cameraman. I went, I don't know. I guess we're just going with this. But I'm always impressed and really I love the creativity that you guys bring to the medium, to animation, because a lot of things are so serious and so down a certain straight path. I think Adult Swim offers talent like you guys really the opportunity to really like blow our minds with like different, sometimes even basic concepts, but in a different outside the box way that just makes it so much fun. You talked a little bit about it already, Bart, but what does it mean now to be part of that Adult Swim family and to be able to be part of this great list of creators?
Oh man, Chris?
Well, I mean, just to reiterate, it is a live stream come true. So it's kind of like it's a pinch yourself sort of moment. It's like, are we peers now? Did we get like special jackets or something? So just keep checking the mail for like a security badge or something. You belong. But I think
validated,
finally validated. But no, it's to your point. It's always been like the coolest place for cutting edge stuff, and it's not just like the channel itself; it's the whole network around it, right? Like the Adult Swim video games and the shorts and the whole Tim and Eric extended universe that extends beyond anything. Like, so it's not just it's the culmination of two things that we both love. It's experimental animation and experimental comedy. and it's the perfect home for it. So it's
Thrilling.
it was meant to be.
If it does well.
Yeah. If not, then it's not our fault.
I have no doubt the show's going to do well here because I'm very excited to see more of it. I mean, my daughter and I, we watch shows like what's that show, Ghost Adventures, but not for the seriousness of it, but because we turned it into this whole comedy thing where the production value and some of the you could call it staged acting of the people in there just don't make it spooky, they make it funny. And I really love that. So
that's awesome.
So a show like Psi Cops really does a great job at taking all that entire medium and really putting it into a fun place for us to enjoy. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
And thank you for your time and thank you for spending a few minutes with me. I always
Our
appreciate
pleasure.
With,
thanks a ton,
creative
Manny.
minds like you guys. So
Thanks
and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.